Showcasing local talent, professionals, and everyday people making Salt Lake City what it is today. It's time for another episode of the I Am Salt Lake podcast.
Welcome to episode 76 of the I Am Salt Lake podcast. My name is Chris Hollifield. I am the host. Welcome to my show. Welcome to the podcast where I introduce you to locals, professionals, individuals, just everyday people in Salt Lake City that I believe are making a difference. IamSaltLake.com is the website. You can find all the previous episodes right there online. You can download them, all the contact information right there on the website. So head on over to there and get in touch with me. Tell me what you think of the show. And if you would like to get involved in any way, I'd love to hear what you're doing in Salt Lake City, helping make the city just a little bit better. This episode, I went down to Velo City Bags. They're located at 366 South, 500 East, right downtown there, right off of 4 South, 366 South, 500 East. And we talk all about that event coming up, where you can find out more information. Go to VeloWeekendSLC.com to find out more information about that. I'm going to put all the show notes at IamSaltLake.com/episode 76. That way you can get in touch with them. I think that's going to, let's jump into that conversation down at Velo City Bags as we talk about Velo Weekend coming up. Velo City Bags. And the address here I have is 366 South, 500 East, right? That's correct. That's the address here. We're recording on location. We have Nate and Esther. First of all, I just kind of right in the beginning, just kind of introduce yourself. I know Nate runs the shop here. Esther is helping with Velo, the weekend, the bike weekend, Velo Weekend. Yeah, just kind of introduce yourselves a little bit, who you are. We'll start with Nate over here.
Well, I'm Nathan Larson. I own Velo City Bags, and we're putting on an event called Velo Weekend on June 28th and 29th.
Esther, tell a little bit about yourself over there.
I'm Esther Moronio, and I have been working with Nate for a while. I was his apprentice back in 2008 for a couple of years, just helping him sew, but we decided to take me off of the sewing and instead I help him with events like Alley Cats and Velo Weekend.
So when you were like apprenticing, like what were you just like helping sew and make the bags or just kind of?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I was helping him cut out material and doing a little bit of sewing, but I didn't have much patience for that. So now I just help organize events.
Awesome. And you also work at Slug.
Yes, I'm also the managing editor at Slug.
And what exactly does that entail? We'll just touch on that briefly here. I know we're not here to talk about that really, but I'm intrigued.
So my job at Slug is basically to coordinate content for the magazine and among many other tasks, but that's probably my main job. I also write a column called Beautiful Godzilla that's about bicycle riding here in Salt Lake. So
awesome. So it fits right in with what Velo City's all about.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
Bikes and I wanted to get into the weekend event that you're doing, but I want to touch a little bit about Salt Lake City in general. I find it to be a very bike friendly city.
Definitely.
Why do you think it's such a bike friendly city? Or would you say it's any more than other cities?
I haven't really biked in other cities.
Yeah.
Esther has, so that might be something she might want to talk about. But I think it's partly the community kind of forces it to be that way.
I've heard it's because there's like wider streets here, so that makes it easier to bike in. Is there anything to that, you think?
Possibly. You can always, with the wide streets, you can always throw in a bike lane and stuff really easily. You don't have to adjust much.
Yeah. So where you've lived in other cities, Esther, then, or what?
No, I haven't, but I have traveled a little bit and I've ridden bikes. Like in LA, I went on a big group ride called Clitoral Mass, which was like
all women just.
Yeah, it was all women. The Ovarian Psychos.
I just took a wild guess there.
Yes. Yeah, I wrote a piece on the Ovarian Psychos for Slug, and they're this really awesome bike crew in LA that's all women. And I went on a ride with them when I went out there for a music festival.
Okay.
And then I've also ridden in where else?
But was it
New York.
Was it harder? I mean, is Salt Lake City an easier city to get around in on a bike compared to those cities?
Yeah, definitely. For example, in both LA and New York, there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
And I think motorists are a lot more aggressive than they are here. And obviously, you know, I know the city a lot better than those
Yeah.
cities, so I feel more comfortable here. And like you said, you know, there's wider streets, which allows for more space for cyclists to feel safe on the shoulder or in the bike lane.
Yeah, definitely one thing I've noticed about Salt Lake. But anyways, you're doing Velo City Weekend, June 28th and 29th.
Yeah.
It's the last weekend of the month.
Yes.
And how many years have you been doing the event?
This is the third annual.
Third annual event. And what made you want to start it? Share a little bit about that history.
Well, I just had the idea of, I'm also involved with like scooter rallies and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And they've always done like big events, couple days events. And I thought the cycling community needed something like that. And so I decided to just put it on. I asked Esther. One thing about Esther is she's probably put on more bike events than anybody else
yeah.
in Salt Lake. So I thought
don't know if that's
it was most fitting. I think it's true.
So you've been on since the beginning then, Esther. You helped with the first event.
Yes, I did. And it was Nate's idea. And we, the main focus is that this is an urban cycling event. So, obviously Salt Lake has a lot of mountain biking and there's a lot of road cycling that's popular, but we wanted an event that was exclusive to the urban cycling community that, also includes people that don't ride bikes on a regular basis. So an event that could bring out, you know, people who are maybe just interested in cycling and want to know more about it, and people who just want to maybe don't even ride bikes and just want to come, you know, have fun and
Dust off
and
that
watch-
old beach cruiser from the garage. You
yeah,
know?
or even just come to like the tall bike joust, which is always a really popular event, or come see people sprint race on the.
And I want to, I mean, these. I was looking at some of the events. I want to touch in just a second, actually, on the events. I want some explanations on some of these events because bike jousting to me just seems incredible. But anyway, so I mean, how many people like do you think come out for it? I mean, how many people are you expecting?
Well, it's grown. The first year we had about 70 people, and then last year we had about a little bit over 90.
Okay,
So we're expecting.
So wow, you've had so maybe over 100 this year.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Hoping.
Yeah, we're hoping.
And so let's go right down the list of the event. In the beginning, you're doing a critical mass bike ride, right?
Yeah,
the
Critical Mass is the first event, and that happens every month.
Explain critical mass for people that are listening that aren't familiar with it. I mean, I know quite a bit about critical mass myself, but I'll let you explain that.
Critical Mass is a monthly bike ride
Uh-huh.
that happens on the last Friday of every month.
And they're still doing it, right? They're still meeting up and doing it.
Yeah, every month they do it. It just brings a bunch of cyclists together, and the whole point is just to kind of take over the streets. And
But
show that-
technically, you're not supposed to break any laws, but some people do, obviously, I guess. Or
yeah, it's pretty calm.
It's pretty calm.
What do they call it when they block traffic? We block traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
We kind of just control the streets, just kind of showing that cyclists belong.
absolutely,
in the streets, so.
absolutely.
and it's an international event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
How many people come out for that? How many for the monthly critical mass bike ride?
It kind of depends.
Some-
the winter's not so much, but it picks up in the spring, and
So-
it's been really like last month I went and there was probably about 35 people.
Okay. So I mean,
Good size,
it's a
yeah.
good. I mean, you get that many cyclists on the road, and
Yeah, it
and
makes
it could
an
be
impact,
it,
yeah.
it could make an impact and be fun at the same time. So you're meeting. It's Friday night. It starts off the weekend event. Where are you guys meeting up? Where's the event?
Well, Critical Mass starts at Galvin, and that's where it starts every month.
Okay.
And then we'll just ride around the city and end up at Vertical Diner, where we'll do the registration. People pick up their swag bags, and
So you don't need to necessarily register before you come down to critical mass, or are you
you
recommending?
don't need to, but we recommend it. Last year we had over 30 people show up at the day of, and some people didn't end up with swag bags because of that, because we didn't prepare for it.
So where can people? We'll mention it at the end of the recording, but you have a website. What's the website?
Yes, it's veloweekendslc.com.
And I'll put all those links on the episode show notes too. So if you're listening and you forget you didn't write it down, you can go check it out. So you can go on there and register.
Yeah, you can go on there and register. Registration comes with swag from some of the sponsors and a t-shirt if you want it for $20, or without a t-shirt for $15.
It's not bad.
And then we give a patch to everybody that registers too with the Velo Weekend logo.
Awesome.
yeah, it's a really great deal because most cycling events, you have like sponsors who give prizes, but really like we have a bag full of really awesome prizes from all of our sponsors.
Which I wanted to mention, there's a boatload of, you guys got a lot of sponsors.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and that's something that we've really kind of built over the past 3 years, and actually longer than that. As we've been doing events like Alley Cats and things like that, we've kind of nurtured these relationships with other bicycle companies, or like Slug has sponsored every year as well, and just other people in the community who want to support bicycle events.
Let's talk about some of the other events. And so then Friday night, you mentioned Vertical Diner.
Vertical Diner.
Is there anything after that you're doing?
Well, that's where the tall bike joust happens.
What is that? I explain that in detail.
Well, if you've ever seen a tall bike, it's pretty much
like a medieval times on bikes. Or
yeah,
something.
it's like two frames welded together to make them tall, and then you bring and then two people just joust. It's kind of insane. It's very fun to watch.
Like long poles and
very
towels wrapped on the end or something, or what?
Yeah, they take PVC pipes and then they attach sometimes like doll heads to the end of it. And this is an event that's actually been happening for a while, kind of underground for the past 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And Mark Chetty, he's our MC and kind of organizer of that event each year. And
So you don't have to participate in this event if you don't want it, right? You're
no,
not gonna...
you don't. But the past few years, we've given extra points to people who, because Velo Weekend has a winner, actually.
Yeah.
The more events you attend and win, the more points you accrue, and then you are eligible for, first, second, third place prizes at the end. And so over the past 2 years, we've made it so that you get extra points if you do participate.
What if you don't have a bike, though, to joust with?
Well, that's the great thing. We have some very talented welders in the community who love to make freak bikes like the tall bike.
Yeah.
And Mark is one of them, and he brings a couple of his bikes along with some other people in the community. And they welcome anyone to, try their hand at jousting on one of their bikes.
Have you seen any like crazy accidents? I mean, come on, be honest.
Well, yeah, some people go down pretty hard, but I haven't seen a full-fledged injury where we've actually had to.
Yeah,
have anybody go to the
Nobody
hospital
rushed to the hospital in the ambulance.
Not yet, anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's a really tall, really big fall from a tall bike once you're up there. But really, I think most people land gracefully and, can like get back up and they're fine.
It's like, okay. And that's going to be at Vertical Diner?
Yeah.
Like in the back parking lot there or something? Or where is that?
In their back parking lot. They close it off for us. They've done it every year. And so they're doing it again this year, and it's worked out great.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're going to be serving food, you mentioned, I think, didn't you? Or no?
Well,
or
they'll be having a discount.
Yeah, having a discount.
For people that register, they'll have a discount.
And is there any other, and so then Friday night, is there any other events after the bike jousting, or is that kind of the end of the night for that?
That's kind of the end of the night.
Everyone goes home, goes to bed,
Yeah.
gets up the next day. When does Saturday start? It's kind of run down. 12 o'clock?
Starts here at Velo City. We're serving a vegan breakfast.
Nice. Who's making, is your wife making that?
Well, I'll probably, I think a bunch of people. I think Esther will be helping. I'll be helping. She'll be helping.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you'll be helping.
She found out first here. So come here, get some breakfast, meet up, and then what's the first event for the day on Saturday?
It's the Alley Cat.
Which explain that. Because I've seen that the posters for Alley Cat. What is it that? I mean,
Esther might be better to explain this. She puts on tons of these.
Yeah, what is it? The Alley Cat.
So an Alley Cat is one of my favorite bicycle events. Basically, it's just a scavenger hunt that you do on your bicycle. You're given a manifest at the beginning with a list of stops, and usually you do those stops. You have to find your own route around those stops. You don't do them in a row, and you have to complete tasks at each stop in order to move on. And the first one to the end will win sometimes, and sometimes we rig it so that you have to accrue points at each stop, and the person with the most points wins. So it's a lot of fun. We usually theme them. Last year, we did, separate from Velo Weekend, we did a Clue Cat. We've done it 2 years now. You basically play the game Clue on your bicycle. And people dressed up, and it was a lot of fun. So, and one thing about the Alley Cats that I organize and that Nate and I are part of, we try really hard to make it so that they're very inclusive, in that you don't necessarily have to be the most in shape, the fastest person on a bicycle in order to compete.
Okay.
So we make them really fun, and we make them so that you got to really kind of think about your route more than just your speed.
Awesome. And then is there any other events going on then Saturday, or was that kind of the end, or no?
Oh, no. And then we're ending up at the Utah Arts Hub.
And that's like on, what, 6th West? No, wait, what's the address of that place?
I don't know the address exactly, but it's just west of the Gateway.
Okay, yeah.
Is it First South? First South, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just past the trap door.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on that same street.
So you're going to end up there.
Well, that's where the Alley Cat ends, and then we'll be doing a fixed freestyle competition. And a fixed freestyle competition is just fixed skiers doing freestyle tricks. We'll have ramps and rails and stuff there set up.
And the FOAD guys are the ones who set that up for us.
Yeah, FOAD always sets that up for us.
And they're a fixed gear crew in town.
And are people allowed to come and just watch if they just want to hang out and watch and not ride? I mean,
yeah, that's definitely what that one's for. It's just for people to come and watch.
But any of the events, I mean, if like say,
definitely.
I just want to come and watch a jousting or something and not ride or something.
We have plenty of people that just come to watch the jousting because it's so much fun just to watch. I just watch. I'm not getting on one of those.
You're not a jouster, Nate?
No.
This year maybe, right? We'll get you up there and you'll do it.
I doubt it.
Will you do it so I can post a picture on Instagram? At least let me do it and post a picture on Instagram.
Let me follow.
Then does that kind of wrap up the day, the fixed gear freestyle, or what?
No, and then we're going to do a mini bike gymkhana after that. And that is, we just get little kids' bikes and we use some of the ramps and stuff that the fixed freestyle kids are using.
Okay.
And it's just like a little obstacle course on mini bikes. It's just kind of fun. We time it, and people have a lot of fun with that one.
Now, is your shop going to be open that day, or is that just in the morning? The Velo City Bags.
Yeah, I'll just be here in the morning.
Just in the morning.
Yeah,
I didn't know if there would be open any.
No, we'll be closed.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be closed.
And I want to touch on your shop here in just a second, because I mean you got a great thing going here, really, with your shop. How long have you been? I mean, I guess we might as well talk about it right now, really quick.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this? I mean,
I started in late 2008.
Okay, and you didn't have a shop at first, right? You were selling like at local markets, Craft Sabbath.
I started just online. Actually, I didn't do the Etsy thing or anything. I just kind of did a blog and kind of sold through that. But I was doing it out of my condo, which was just like 600 square feet. And Esther was helping me at that point.
Yeah, we were just on our hands and knees on his floor cutting out material. It was pain.
What were some of the biggest struggles in the beginning? I mean, just getting your name out there? Or?
Getting a name out was kind of hard. It was kind of easy in Salt Lake because Esther found out it eventually, and she gets the word out on anything really quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I was using Flickr and just a blog and just trying to get the name out however I could.
And then you found this spot.
Well, no, and then I moved out of that spot into a little art space on Main Street.
Oh, wow.
Which was super rad, but it was difficult. Like if someone wanted to come pick up a bag or anything, it didn't really work out for them. It was just kind of confusing. I actually had to kind of move out of that spot, and then because the people I was subleasing from was leaving. So then I found this spot.
And how long have you been at this spot then?
Just over a year.
Just over a year. No, this is a great area for those of you listening that haven't come here yet. If you go, Walgreens, there's a Walgreens on 4th South.
Yeah. So just
directly west of there a little bit, kind of. It's the Ray building. Yeah. 366 South 5th East, what are your hours here for the shop actually?
12 to 6.
12 to 6.
Monday through Saturday.
Okay. And so then, so I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place. Back to the event. And was there any other events that were part of the event that we didn't touch on? Or
then we have the sprints, which they're called gold sprints, and it's just stationary bikes that are timed.
So basically, it's two stationary bikes that are attached to computers, and then the computer has a projector that projects the two there's two lines, like a blue and a red, and the sprinters. It's like 700 meters or something that they race, and it shows on the projector who's, winning. And so people get really, pumped and start to cheer on the racers. And when you're racing, it feels like forever because you're, giving it your all, but it's only like 2 minutes. And
but there's no resistance either. So it's just however fast you can pedal is how fast you'll go.
Yeah.
because there's no resistance.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Yeah. It's very exhausting. And
Who thinks up of these events? I mean, do you make them up, or is there like a website for like bike events or what? I mean, how do you,
well, this is an event that happens in Salt Lake throughout the year. And so we kind of just like,
well, no, but all of them. I mean, they're all just got their own unique flavor to them.
Well, partly it's just urban cycling events that go on throughout the year. And we kind of just brought them into one big weekend. Besides the mini bike gymkhana, we kind of made that up, but everything else is kind of something that goes on.
And then is that kind of what wraps up the day then on Saturday?
And then we're doing a raffle.
A raffle?
Yeah, with all the sponsors, and we're getting some great stuff already, and stuff still coming in every day. But Specialized is giving us a frame. Fixation sponsoring. They've sponsored every year, and a local bicycle company, Loki, is sponsoring, and we're just getting a bunch of stuff from,
including a bunch of Velo City stuff.
Yeah,
which
I
Nate
always
makes.
give out stuff too. So,
what a nice guy.
Well, thank you.
Where would you? I mean, say I wanted to get a bike. I know I was kind of talking to you a little bit prior. Say I wanted to get a decent road bike. Like, where are some good bike shops in town that you would recommend? Or do you have any favorite spots?
Yeah, I really like Saturday Cycles, and
where are they located at?
They're on 6th North, 3rd West.
Okay.
And then second Salt Lake Bicycle Co. They're really good, and then I also like Beehive Cycles, I think it is, up on 15th and 15th District.
And I mean, are they pretty friendly? Like, if I was to go in there and say, you know what, I just want to get a bike, and they would kind of hook me up.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're looking for something inexpensive, another good place is the Bicycle Collective.
They're down by Vertical Diner, right?
Yeah, but they just people donate their bikes there, and then they fix them up and just make them rideable. Awesome program.
Yeah, and both Saturday Cycles and Salt Lake Bicycle Company have sponsored every single event that I have ever put on. Mark Kennedy at Saturday Cycles and Brent Hulme over at Salt Lake Bicycle Company are two of my main supporters. And so definitely go to one of those two shops, because those guys hook up the bicycle community all the time.
I need to get a bike, and maybe I'll have a bike before this event, so I can come out and ride with y'all. But it's just like, I don't know where to start, It's like, okay, where do I start? And I know you mentioned,
it's intimidating.
You mentioned the green bike thing, and it's like, it's a great program, but it's like, I kind of want my own bike,
Yeah.
I'd started the Bicycle Collective because they're really friendly, and they'll show you how to, you can get an inexpensive bicycle there, and they'll show you how to fix it. And it's a great place to start. That's where I built up my bike. And that's where a lot of us, bicycle enthusiasts kind of started being a part of the community.
Would you say that bicycling gets a little addictive?
Definitely.
That you just want to always go out for rides.
But it's so easy to get around. It's like, if I had the option of driving downtown and riding my bike, I know parking isn't difficult in Salt Lake compared to other cities, but it's much easier to just pull up your bike to someplace and lock it up and walk in.
Do you guys own cars, or did you ditch your car?
I actually just ditched my car because I owe the city so much in parking tickets that I was like, fuck this. It's all bicycles. Cause for 3 years I rode through Salt Lake winter on a bicycle, and it was miserable. So I finally broke down and got a car for the winter, but no more parking tickets. No more car.
So, I mean, you would say it's possible to get through Salt Lake in the wintertime on a bike?
Oh yeah. There are plenty of people that do it. And the winter is all like, I didn't even have any winter gear. Yeah. I would just double layer everything. And, you go home and cry for a little bit as you thaw out, but then you go back and do it the next day. And it's definitely possible.
I don't think it's that bad. I ride through the winter. And the city's so small, so it's like you can get somewhere.
But what if it's snowing, though? Like just a blizzard? You still going to go out and ride your bike in there or what?
Yeah, wear goggles. I think the snow is actually better than the rain, because you're not getting as wet.
That's awesome. It blows me away to think of riding a bike in the winter, but
yeah, it's not too bad.
I don't know. I get spoiled.
But you don't have to get rid of your car. You can just
not drive it less.
Yeah.
What do you guys? What do you like about Salt Lake? I mean, I always, people that I bring on the show, I'm always curious. Like, obviously, bicycling. You like bicycling in the city, but what are some of your other favorite things about living in Salt Lake?
I like how vegan friendly the city is.
Yeah.
There's
so many restaurants here. There's so many places to eat.
Yeah, definitely, especially for vegans.
And I wanted to mention, we're actually eating some delicious pie vegan pizza that Nate got before we started recording. I mean, it's great that they offer that option.
Oh yeah, they have tons of options.
What are some of your favorite vegan restaurants in the city?
I think me and Esther both agree that Bud's is our favorite.
Oh yeah.
I haven't eaten there yet. Their hours are kind of rough. They close.
They only do lunch,
and they're right by the shop here, so that makes it.
I go there quite often.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's worth going there.
What kind of food do they got there? I haven't eaten there.
It's mostly sandwiches.
Like
really hearty vegan sandwiches, and then they got a wrap and some salads.
Yeah, Nate and I are all about getting the most out of the money that you spend. And a lot of vegan restaurants, you get like something small for like $10. Nate and I like to eat a lot, so Bud's has big sandwiches for $6.
Do you remember the restaurant Park Ivy that used to be in Salt Lake years ago? Yeah, I worked there for a little while.
Oh, you did?
That was a fun job. Well,
did you work at the
Orem one when it was down in Orem? They opened up a store or a little cafe in one of the Good Earths. I think it was a Good Earth down in
probably because they had the location.
Yeah, delicious food there though.
Midvale Good Earth.
Just curious if you remembered it. You're an old schooler. Little. I think we're about the same age. I think, right? I don't know. Anyway, 34, it doesn't matter. 35. So. Okay. So yeah, what other eating buds? The reason I ask is a lot of people listening. Say you come into town for the event. You want to get a bite to eat somewhere else that day, or you're out and about, or if you're just listening to this episode after it's been recorded, just recommendations. Locals, what they would recommend.
Kathmandu.
Okay.
That place is amazing.
And they have some good vegan options there then, huh?
Yeah, their buffet, it has like half of the buffet is like vegan, and it's just huge and amazing. And then got to mention Vertical. Great vegan food, and it's the same guy who does Sages, right? Sages and Supernatural.
That's in Trolley Square, right?
Yeah, and then he owns that little market called Callie's.
Yeah, which I haven't been into Callie's yet. It's a pretty good place to shop, or what?
Like they got a good bulk section.
Good bulk section.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you think the biggest misconception about Salt Lake is?
That there's nothing to do here.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I like your attitude. I like that. Boom, right off the bat.
Yeah, because like my favorite part of Salt Lake is how easy it is to get involved with the things that you're passionate about here and really make a difference. For example, like I got into cycling and, right away, like it was so simple to start organizing events and get people behind you and, really get the Salt Lake bicycle community going. I think people come here and they're like, oh, it's a small city and, all there is to do here is go to church or,
No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, but that's not what it is at all. Like, for example, working for Slug, I've gotten to know the city so well and, things like your podcast and Nate's shop and just all of the people here are really passionate about what they do and
kind of that really, underground culture really gets out there and gets involved.
And there's, a great music scene here, shameless self-promotion. If you go to slugmag.com and look at our daily calendar, pick up the magazine, look in the back, every single day we've got so many events listed, so many shows that you can go see, art galleries to go check out, local artists.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Well, where do you recommend for people to go? Because I've gotten emails from time to time. They're like, will you email me when there's stuff going on? It's like, well, I can't email you everything. But like you mentioned, you can go right to slugmag.com and the calendar's right there online. Yeah,
there's so much. Like this weekend, tomorrow there's 2 bike events going on. There's the bike party at Liberty Park. We're dressing up as bunny rabbits, apparently.
So how would you find out? Do you guys list the bike events at slugmag.com as well? Or how would you find out about other bike events besides the Velo City Weekend?
Well, there's obviously limited space in Slug, but the bicycle events, the best place to go is Salt Cycle. I think the best
place. To the website or to the actual storefront?
Salt Cycle is actually kind of a community.
Okay.
It's kind of an urban cycling community.
See, and I know nothing about bicycles, so that's why. Okay.
Yeah, it was started by Zed Bailey and his kind of now Tom Miller. I don't know. I'm sorry, Tom. I don't know how to say your last name. He has taken over it and kind of I forgot the word, but he's really cultivated it.
Yeah.
And now we've got a Facebook page. Definitely join the Facebook group, Salt Cycle, because people are constantly posting on that about events that are happening and also just random, Salt Lake bicycle related things. And then follow the website, which is saltcycle.org, I believe. And they post blog posts there mostly. But
so there's all kinds of bicycling events always going on.
You
in
can
the
always
city.
find something to do on a bike in the city.
Yeah. And you can come get all your gear here at Velo City.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's what's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so anyways, anything else? Let's just kind of bounce back to the event as we kind of wrap it up here. Remind me the website again, and I'll make sure to get it on the link so
It's,
people
VeloWeekendSLC.com.
Okay, and then what's your website for the store? Is it just VeloCityBags.com?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then to check out, do you have stuff online or?
Yeah, I have. You can order a custom bag online, or you can order some of our pre-made stuff online.
Okay.
So if you're out of state listening to this,
Yeah, well, I got a couple in California and maybe 2 in Florida. That listen to the show, and
Yeah.
they might need some bicycling. Yeah, no, that's great. So anything else you want to mention about the event then? Or did we I think we kind of touched on most of it, didn't we? Or was there anything else you wanted to mention? What if somebody wants to just come out, say Saturday? I mean, is that possible, I guess, too? I mean,
yeah, everybody can just come watch. Registration, you get so much with it.
Yeah.
So
and it's not bad. I mean, what, $15, $20
$15,
for
yeah,
the
$20
t-shirt?
for the t-shirt. So it's kind of ridiculous what you get.
And it's a cool design for the shirt. It really
Yeah,
is.
the guy that did it,
Jimmy Arenada did our design
this year, and he was really awesome to work with. And he designs for JAAS Designs. So if you need something done, check him out.
I just want a shirt. I don't even.
You can get a shirt.
I don't even want to come to the event. I'm kidding. No, I'm definitely going to try to get a bike by then so I can come check it out. I want to thank you guys for sitting down and sharing some information about the event, and definitely check it out. It's going to be actually that's a pretty crazy weekend. I think that's the same weekend as Crucial Fest going on downtown. So you can get some bands and ride some bikes and.
Yeah, Alex Ortega, who's also a slug staffer, will be playing at Vertical on Friday for us, and then his band Filth Lords will be playing at Wasted Space on that Saturday. So if you're a fan of Alex Ortega, definitely come to Velo Weekend on Friday and then go check him out on Saturday.
Any other bands you like in Salt Lake? I'm always curious, if there's other bands you'd recommend.
I like Toll Choke was really good. Red Bennies. If Red Bennies are breaking up though, so
they're breaking up.
Yeah. So
are we allowed to talk about that? No, I'm just kidding. They've been around forever.
Yeah, they've been around forever, and I guess the drummer's moving or something. Their last show is in July, I think.
Do you know where that's going to be?
I don't, but I know they're playing a couple shows before then too.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned something because I haven't been to a Red Benny show forever now.
And Night Sweats, they're really good. Nice 80s sound.
Cool.
If you're into that.
Anything else? I just like to always ask that before we hit the stop button.
Well,
wait, we got the websites. You got you're on Facebook.
Yeah.
So people can get you on Facebook.
There's a Facebook event. I don't know the web address for that.
And I'll get the link on the show notes so you can invite your friends and everything. And
well, I just want to say that because Nate's very humble, but definitely come check out Velo City Bags.
Yeah, no, this is a great shop. Come down, check it out.
Even if you're not a cyclist, like I have a messenger bag and a roll top backpack, but my favorite bag right now is the pedestrian. And I even roll that around on my bicycle. And that's just like a really awesome, just shoulder bag. And he's got belts, he's got wallets, he has pedal straps for your bicycle pedals. He's got,
you got all kinds of stuff down here, Nate. I mean, are you self-taught? I might have already asked you that in the beginning.
No.
Did I ask that already?
Well, I took a sewing class in high school, but that was about it. Yeah, I took a year of sewing and then
you just ran with it.
Yeah, I ran with it.
Well, and Nate is a perfectionist. Speaking as his former apprentice, I just want to tell everyone that all of his bags are just like 100% all the time. He would make me unstitch and resew so many things, which is why I only do events now.
You're like, I can't handle this.
But his stuff is really quality work, and he's very talented.
No, yeah, you got to come down, check out the space, noon to 6, 366 South, 5th East, right next door to, you can get your taxes done. at the same
or
time.
McKinley Sound.
McKinley Sound and Sorry Clementine,
Yeah,
they're down here. You guys got a great little thing going on here.
Yeah,
Hopefully you guys get some more really cool shops in here.
Yeah, it's turned out quite awesome.
I know I'm going to be talking to McKinley Sounds here pretty soon too. So,
cool.
Kind of have the little Ray building conglomeration of
They were like
podcast.
the anti-mall or something.
The well, and it's free parking, you know, and I think, don't you got a little bike rack out front too, so you can park your bike?
We have a couple bike racks.
Yeah. And you do custom orders, like you said, and you can come watch them work and check them out.
Yeah, come watch me work. I don't mind.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And, we'll catch up down the road. Like I always say, see what people are up to.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Again, I'm going to put all the notes and contact information where you can find out more about that at iamsaltlake.com/episode 76. Make sure to check out Velo City Bags again at 366 South, 500 East, right there in downtown Salt Lake City. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the show. A few ways that you can help out the show, and all help is appreciated. First of all, tell your family and friends about the show. That is really, really important to share any of your favorite episodes on your favorite social media sites, Twitter, Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter at IamSaltLake. Make sure to follow me. I kind of try to keep you guys up to date on other stuff going on in Salt Lake City between episodes, so you guys don't miss a single beat of what's going on in the city. And then I'm also on Facebook.com/IamSaltLake. Make sure to tell your family and friends about that as well, and all help is appreciated. Also, iTunes. iTunes reviews are much appreciated. Make sure to leave a review right there in iTunes. That helps boost the ratings and gets us in front of more people. We're also on the Mediocre Radio Network. Head on over to that website and support all the podcasts that are involved with the Mediocre Radio Network. Some really great shows involved with that. If you haven't had an opportunity to check that out yet, head on over there. Also, voicemail line 385-202-5926. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what you think of some of these episodes. I'd love to know what you guys think of Salt Lake City, Utah. And if you're a band, feel free to call up and share any upcoming shows. I'd love to play those on the podcast as well. I think that's going to about do it. Thank you so much for listening to episode 76. I'll be back midweek with another local showcase here in Salt Lake City. So thank you very much.
Hey, just calling in to say, hey, I love your show. Listen to the first episode I've ever heard, the interview with Carrie Jackson this morning, and I loved it. It was awesome. I'm a big fan of X96. And I just wanted to say I love the show, and I plan on jumping back and listening to all your other episodes. Thank you so much, and I'll be sure to share it. Thanks. Bye.